Rachel Zegler on Reinventing Snow White and Juliet and facing off against toxic Disney fans. I've watched women get torn down my whole life. Spoiler alert. I die, Rachel Zegler says. You'll have to forgive the 23-year-old actress for giving away the ending to her next project. But to be fair, it's been 400 years since a certain Englishman wrote the play, in which she's making her Broadway debut. On October 24, following a month of previews, Zegler will take the stage as Juliet in director Sam Gold's revival of Shakespeare's best-known romance. Things are going to get intense for her and her Romeo, played by Heartstopper star Kit Connor. After all, the tagline for the production reads, "The youth are F***head." In other words, you won't see them donning tunics or Elizabethan ruffs. Gold's vision leans heavily into the culture of its Gen Z cast. Zegler says he originally pitched the project to her as Romeo and Juliet if it was set in Troye Sivan's Rush music video. Zegler offers her own take. Juliet would be having a brat girl summer, she says, joking that, like Charli XCX and Lorde, the Montagues and Capulets will work it out in the revival. Despite that 21st century edge and new music from pop super producer Jack Antonoff, Gold is sticking to the original text. It's 100% iambic pentameter, Zegler says. This is Shakespeare, and you're sitting your ass down for the play. Since being plucked from her life as a high schooler in Hackensack, NJ, and handpicked by Steven Spielberg to play Maria in his 2021 remake of West Side Story, Zegler has become one of the decade's shiniest new stars. She's appeared in comic book adventures, Shazam, Fury of the Gods, and headlined a major franchise, The Hunger Games, The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. Now Zegler is about to become an icon for kids the world over, playing the title role in Disney's live-action Snow White, which opens in theaters in March 2025. In some ways, playing the fairest of them all marks the end of an era for Zegler, while heading to Broadway marks the beginning of a new one. I need to start thinking about the pit, she says. I feel capable of being picky for the next thing. But Zegler's meteoric rise has come with strings attached. For as long as she's been famous, she's been the subject of ruthless and relentless criticism. It began innocently enough, with petty jokes about her theater kid energy. But as Zegler's fame increased, the complaints against her grew more sinister. When she playfully posted about not being invited to the 2022 Oscars, despite West Side Story earning 7 nominations, she was called ungrateful and entitled. For admitting that she took the role in the Shazam sequel because she needed the money, she was seen as tacky and in need of media training. And every time she speaks up about racism and sexism in the entertainment industry, she's slammed as just another DEI hire, coasting on her identity rather than her talent. She's trying to have a sense of humor about the vitriol. Someone should kill you, an ex-user wrote in August. Fun fact, I will be dying 8 times a week on Broadway this fall. She replied, telling the hater to buy a ticket, then tagging the FBI. Being famous isn't for the faint of heart, Zegler says with a sigh. Underscore 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 underscore. When Zegler comes downstairs from her West Hollywood hotel room for breakfast, she's wearing a floral maxi dress, her hair pulled up with an oversized claw clip to show off a pair of gold hoop earrings. It's a sunny Saturday in August, and there's no makeup on her face. The look is effortless, classic cool girl, and she blends in well with the clientele brunching at tables nearby. But these are not her people. The reason I fell in love with this industry is not because of this town, she says, lowering her voice to evade the ears of the locals. In fact, I kind of can't stand this town. I don't like that there's a town built around the industry that I work in. It's stifling and isolating and weird. In New York, nobody gives a fuck. Zegler's love for the five boroughs only redoubled after a 6-month shoot in the UK for Snow White, followed by filming The Hunger Games in Poland. It's not until you have to go around the world filming in different cities that you realize how grateful you are for the diversity of New York, she says. When I came home from my year in Europe, going to my bodega, where people speak in Spanish to me, she's performing her words, feigning heat stroke, and rumbling with melodrama. I was like, oh my god, I missed you, Enrique, she's giggling now. And people really wear whatever the fuck they want. If I go out and I'm like, is this too fancy? Someone is definitely dressed more ridiculous than me. In the best way, she says. She's wearing a curious accessory of her own today. A Sesame Street fanny pack slung over one shoulder. It's a nod to her